Louisiana is losing ground, literally.
Thank you for joining us. First tonight, the Mississippi River rising.
Currently, the water is sitting at 36 feet and is expected to get at least 5 feet higher.
A state of jazz-filled streets, Cajun flavors, Mardi Gras colors, and world-famous wildlife. A place where culture, music, and nature flow together. But every hour, the state loses more of its coastline. Rising seas, stronger storms, and disappearing wetlands are eating away at the land. Communities are at risk. Wildlife habitats are shrinking, and the natural buffer that once protected the state is fading. This is one of the fastest rates of land loss in the world, and it won't stop on its own. Louisiana needs solutions, innovative ideas, nature-based approaches, and that is where you come in to create a solution to reimagine, restore, and protect the Louisiana coast for generations to come. This is the Nature-Based Future Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage the Cirrus Band and your host, Natalie Mangalars.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Valerie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nature-Based Future Challenge of 2026. Together, we can really create nature-based solutions for the Mississippi River Delta in Louisiana. But we can only do that if we join forces, if we can really come together. So that's why we thought, why not kick off this challenge together by actually singing together? Yeah, they look excited. Okay, so instead of saying Valerie, together we will sing Mississippi. So it will go like this: Mississippi, Mississippi. Yeah, you will do that. I will give a short intro, and when I do this, you will join. Okay, are you ready? Let's go! Since I've come on home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Mississippi? Here we go. Mississippi. Yeah. Mississippi. Yeah, Mississippi. Yeah, you're doing great over there. Mississippi. In the back, Mississippi. And everyone at home, Mississippi. One more time, Mississippi. Nature-based solutions, Mississippi. Give it up for the Cirrus Band! Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nature-Based Future Challenge of 2026. Welcome everyone here, welcome everyone watching at home, because you come from all over the world. So it's great that you're also joining us. And today we actually started off with live music. But why did we start off with live music? Because in Louisiana, and especially in New Orleans, music is not just entertainment. It's the way to connect. It's the way the community actually comes together. And that's also what we need to do. So we thought, why not just start with some great music? And there's also a great parades and balls that come back every year. You know what it's called in New Orleans? Mardi Gras. Yes, you also saw it in the clip. And does anyone know what Mardi Gras actually means? Fat Tuesday. Yes, indeed. Fat Tuesday. So it's Lent, the day before the fasting starts. So we will eat a lot of nice things. But now in New Orleans, it means even more. It's the day and the week where all the parades, the balls, the whole community comes together. And that's what we need to do as well. Because in Louisiana, we need solutions not to work against the water, but with the water. And you will do that. And we need to do it together. I said it a couple of times. But just to make sure that everyone is here, if I call out the group that you belong to, maybe you can just give a big shout out. If you are doing that, if you are at home, you can also put it in the chat. Yes, that's me, that's me. Okay, so if you are a student joining this challenge, can I get a yay? A student, 1, 2, 3. Yay. Okay, if you are actually working for Wageningen University, and that's what makes you connect to this challenge, can I get a yay? Hey, oh, also quite a few. Okay, and if you are here for a different reason, can you also get a yay? Oh, also, why are you here? You will be coaching one of the groups. Are you from one of the partner organizations? Cool. Okay, one more yay. Who's with the partner organizations? Oh, that's quite a modest yay, but they are here, you guys. Okay. So today we will actually come together. We will get acquainted. Also in the chat, you can start introducing yourselves later on. Also online, you can get acquainted. And you will also hear some inspiration actually about nature-based solutions. And our first speaker will actually give you that. He is sometimes also referred to as the godfather of the Nature-Based Future Challenge. Yes, he is. And what really strikes me is he does not want to hear that something is not possible. It's always possible. There's always a way. He's so positive. Even when people think, yes, but the climate action thing, should we really do this? Yes. He even says that we need to make climate action sexy again. Today, he will tell you more about the role of young people in creating nature-based solutions. Can I please get a warm welcome for Professor Tim van Hattem.
Thanks a lot. Great to see you all here. It's also fantastic to see the community of nature-based solutions, experts, people willing to change and make the world greener, nicer, growing as fast as, well, the sea level is rising, unfortunately. So my name is Tim van Hattem, program leader of the Green Climate Solutions program here at Wageningen University in Research. And I will take you a little bit into the future, into a nature-positive future, and explain why it's so important to imagine nature-positive futures. But I would like to start with this beautiful picture called Earthrise. You probably know this picture. It's the most shared picture of all times. And this picture was the start of thinking about sustainability and the vulnerability of our planet. And well, if we look around on our planet and what's happening at the moment, our political leaders are not doing a good job, if you ask me. But I love this quote: the best way to predict the future is to create it. And therefore we need help. We need young people, we need smart people, We need people that are willing to change the world in a positive way. So I'm very happy to see you all, and well, let's do a fantastic job. But sometimes, if we are facing a huge problem, it's good to zoom out and to think, what on earth are we doing? Because if you zoom out, well, we see all over the place a lot of big issues, big troubles, big problems. But we also made some great improvements. In the last decades, education of women was rising, child mortality was going down, life expectancy was going up. So we made some fantastic developments in the past years, but we are also facing a huge challenge, and of course that is climate change. Beautifully shown by NASA in this picture. Climate change, I think, is the biggest challenge of the 21st century. And if you zoom in and look at the world today and want to show the world today in one picture, I still think this is the best picture ever made. And you could say the world is on fire and we are still playing a round of golf. We are very busy with solving short-term problems, but of course we know climate change is the challenge of the 21st century. And at this time, 7 out of 9 planetary boundaries already have been crossed. Well, scientists at the latest COP, the climate conference, called this the decade of missed opportunities. This should be the decade of action, but it was the decade of missed opportunities because we are not on track with climate action and with biodiversity action. And well, we are on track, leading us to $38 trillion in 2050 if we not change the course, which is, of course, a big issue. Climate change and biodiversity loss are the biggest risk for the global economy at this moment. Who of you has read the latest IPCC report? Nobody? A little bit? Part of it? Well, I'll brought you the short summary because the key message of the latest IPCC report was it is not too late. It's warming. It's because of us. We are absolutely sure. It's bad. But the most important message of the latest IPCC report was we can fix it. We can do something about it. It's not too late. We can still do something about it. But the reality is that we are also know that we are not prepared for the new climate. We are leading towards at least 1.5 degree warmer world. And our cities, our agriculture, even our nature, our ecosystems, our infrastructure is not prepared for the new climate. And this is climate change in action. This was 1 day of rain in Valencia, Spain, last year. $30 billion of damage, 200 people died. This is climate change in action. We need to be prepared for these kind of events. And we talk a lot about climate change, but we far less talk about the other crisis, and that's the biodiversity crisis. And I will not ask who of you has read the latest IPBES report, because you probably have never heard about it, but the International Panel on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services published a very important report in 2019, showing that 1 million out of 8 million species are about to extinct. And also that is a huge issue. And biodiversity is not a nice to have. Nature is not a nice to have. Our economy, our societies are dependent on nature. And the very strange thing is that we spend at the moment 35 times as much money in practices that destroy nature instead of practices that help and restore nature, which is, of course, crazy. And this is the effect. I was talking a few years ago in my daughter's classroom about climate change, and I saw 25 children looking at me with big eyes, and I saw really anxiety in their eyes. And I think most people in the world at the moment are concerned, are scared. 89% of the world population is extremely worried about the future. And that's why we need to change something. And this is a very important figure graph from psychology. It's called the change curve. And it's actually showing a curve where we are all somewhere in. A lot of people are in shock. Some people are still in denial. You can believe it. Some people are really angry. And a lot of people are bargaining and discussing about what kind of solutions we need to take. A lot of people are scared. But where we need to go, and we are all somewhere in these phases, we need to change. So we need to accept that we need to change things, and we need to have a vision where we want to go, where we need to go, an inspiring vision where we can work on and go towards. And of course, talk about the pathways, how to get there. And this is where we need to go in the 21st century. This is where we need to put our energy in. And therefore, we need a new narrative, a narrative of hope and a narrative of action. Because the good news is it is not too late. And an essential part of that narrative is that climate change and biodiversity loss are very much interconnected. Climate change is accelerating biodiversity loss, and biodiversity loss is accelerating climate change. So we cannot see these two as two separate crises. We need an integrated approach. And we cannot solve climate change only with technological solutions. Nature is an essential part of the solution for solving the climate crisis. And that was very nice shown by this picture on the right. I think you all know the Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals that we decided on in the world to make the world more sustainable. But the picture on the right, the wedding cake is showing that the Sustainable Development Goals that are connected to the biosphere, life on land, life in water, the availability of water, and climate change adaptation and mitigation, if you don't focus on these Sustainable Development Goals first, we will never reach the others. And actually, this picture is saying we are dependent on nature. We are nature. So a healthy biosphere should be top priority to go to a sustainable future. So we should use our natural intelligence. And that is where nature-based solutions come in. Our soils, our water systems, our wetlands, our forests are an essential part of the solution. And they can help us store lots and lots of carbon. And of course, they can help us to create resilience to the impact of climate change. But nature-based solutions are also not the holy grail. Nature-based solutions are not a substitute for rapid reduction of fossil fuels. Let's make that very, very clear. We should also do and reduce our fossil fuel emissions. Nature-based solutions is also much more than only reforestation. Nature-based solutions implementation should always lead to increasing biodiversity, and they should always be designed in close collaboration with local communities and local experts. If we apply nature-based solutions with these guidelines in mind, we are on the right track to the future we want to develop. And with this in mind, a few years ago, my colleagues and me developed a beautiful narrative about a nature-based vision for the Netherlands. This is a beautiful picture of our country. We are a low-lying delta country, one of the most densely populated countries in the world, also one of the richest countries in the world. But we are extremely vulnerable for the impact of climate change. And if we talk about the future, we mainly show pictures that our country is half underwater. You know these pictures? So that's not very hopeful. And we wanted to show if we apply and start think about nature-based solutions, how could our country look like? And we started designing, drawing, thinking about a future we want and can develop if we do the right things at the moment. But we started by developing and actually rethinking how our country should be designed. So we developed 5 new design principles for the future of our country. And the first one is that a healthy natural system should be the foundation for, well, every choice we make to make our country climate proof. We also said water is our most precious resource. So we should retain all the water we have in our country instead of draining it to the sea. We also said, well, we need adaptive spatial planning because climate change is not stopping in 2030 or 40. So we need to keep adapting to a changing climate. We want to move towards a nature-positive society where everything we do, we restore nature instead of break it down. And we said we want to move towards a circular and climate-positive economy. And if you design our country based on these 5 guiding principles, well, it looks a little bit like this. We drew a new map of the Netherlands, showing how the Netherlands could look like if we apply nature-based solutions on a very, very large scale. And this map contains a lot of information. We turned the map on the side. We've shown that, we produce a lot of energy at sea, but also food at sea. We let the coast grow with sea level rise, more sand, more dunes, more space for water, more forests, more wetlands, regenerative agriculture, everything we drew on this map to show how our country could look like in the future. And we made some beautiful artist impressions to make it more explainable to a lot of people, that everybody understands what we are talking about. So much more space for nature with rewilding corridors, where connecting nature reserves animals and even plants can move with the climate zones. Landscapes as sponges, where we retain all the water we have instead of draining it to the sea. Much more space for water in a country to prevent floods, but also to create more space for nature. Green and healthy cities in the higher areas of our country. We still want to build 1 million houses in our country. Well, if we all do that in the low-lying areas of our country, that is vulnerable for flooding. So we said high-rise buildings, wooden buildings on the higher areas of our country, and adaptive urban development in the flood-prone areas. And of course, maybe most important, an economy that is much more in harmony with nature, that is not only focusing on economic growth, but an economy that is focusing on health and well-being of the people in our country. In a nutshell, the Netherlands in 2120, a nature-based vision for the Netherlands, how our country could look like in the future. We published this already, I think, 6 years ago, and it was picked up by all the media, because the newspapers and even on TV, they said, wow, finally we have a hopeful story about the future instead of all these alarming, terrible messages about the future we want to develop. And well, we were very proud of that. We were invited all over the place to talk about this vision, with ministries, with the European Commission, with the municipalities, provinces, businesses, all over the place. We were invited to talk about this hopeful vision for the future. Well, this was the biggest stage, 3,000 politicians in the room, and they were all excited about this vision for the Netherlands in 2120. And our key message was, well, our country could be a fantastic living lab to show how you can create a low-lying delta country with nature-based solutions and make it climate resilient, so that you can still produce food, so that you can still earn money there, so that you still can live and work there in a very pleasant way. So the Netherlands could be a fantastic living lab. And well, there's a good reason for that, to invest in research and development on nature-based solutions, because the world needs much more investment in nature-based solutions. The United Nations calculated that there's an investment need of $700 billion a year in nature-based solutions all over the world. And at the moment, we only spend $150 billion in nature-based solutions. So there's a finance gap of $550 billion US dollar, and we have to fill that gap by showing that nature-based solutions are a very smart investment for the future we want. So we said we could become from a champion in engineering, because we are very famous for protecting us from the sea, towards a champion in nature-based solutions. Instead of fighting the sea, it is, well, embracing the water and start to live with water. And with that, we developed a huge research and development program together with all kinds of partners. A lot of them are involved in this program, to show that nature-based solutions are a very smart way forward. One question that people keep asking us was, why only the Netherlands? Why not other countries? And why don't you do this for Europe? So 2 years ago, we developed a first sketch of a nature-based vision for Europe. And we started designing, sketching, together with Michael van Buren here in the audience, but also together with a lot of students here on the campus. And we asked these students, how do you want Europe to look like in the future? And what is the role of nature and nature-based solutions in that? And together with them, we created also a map and a narrative about a nature-based vision for Europe, and how our country could look like. And we built this story in different layers, where water, healthy waters, healthy soils, healthy nature reserves was at the heart of a sustainable future for Europe. Our call to action is, we should not do that only in Europe. We should not do that only in the Netherlands or in regions here in our rich country here in the Netherlands. But we should do this exercise of imagining a nature-positive future. We should do that all over the world, in every region, in every country, in every continent. It is very, very important to think about a long-term nature-positive vision for the future we want to develop. And therefore we need help. We need you to help us think about these visions and develop these visions and come up with great ideas of how these visions and futures could look like. Because we cannot do that alone. 2 years ago, we asked students from all over the world to come up with visions for Bangladesh. Well, the results were amazing. It was so much positive energy. Hundreds of students were thinking about a nature-positive vision for Bangladesh. Great ideas, and policymakers in Bangladesh are now seeing how they can, start implementing some of these ideas. And of course, now we are here for imagining a nature-positive vision for the Mississippi River Delta. And I'm very excited to see what ideas you have and what visions you come up with, because I think it's very important to start doing that. We need inspiring ideas. We need new visions, we need new ideas, and we need you to help us doing that. And this picture is from the latest IPCC report, actually showing several pathways to the future. And I think, well, in general, we focus far too much on the red line, on the futures we don't want. The terrible, alarming messages about the future, the world is on fire, floods, heat waves, problems all over the place, but we need to focus much more on the future we do want. This green line, a 1.5 degree warmer world, which is challenging enough, and nature is at the heart of that future, and we need great ideas to develop that further. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. Yeah. So I can imagine that maybe someone has a question for you, and therefore we have this catch box. And in this catch box, you can actually talk, and then everyone at home and in the audience here can actually hear you. Does anyone have a question? Well, I do, actually. Let me start. So if you have, so you developed this vision, but I can also imagine being a student, then you have to start. But do you have any tips on how you can actually start to develop a nature-based solution and a vision?
I think a very good start. Of course, for a lot of regions, there are already great plans, great ideas. So it would be good to start digging into those ideas to see what's already there.
That's a good start.
That's a good start. Yeah. And then I think it's very important to also see to criticize that a little bit and to challenge it a little bit, because most of the plans there are not so many governments and organizations thinking 100 years ahead, and I think that's the innovation of the Netherlands 2120. It was actually that we said, okay, we need a vision for 100 years, because everything we do now, every decision we make now, if we build a house, if we build a road, that will be there in the next 50 to 100 years. So we also have to start thinking in these kind of timelines, and most governments don't do that. So I think it's really important to challenge these plans that are already there a little bit, and to see if you can add something to that.
Good. Anyone came up with a question or not? Yes. So I will throw it to you. You can catch it. Woo! Yes, well done.
Well, thank you for the presentation. It was very interesting. And one of the things that struck me the most was that you said, we are already champions in engineering, but we want to become champions in nature-based solutions. But how do you feel those two topics relate to each other? Are they separate or are they more mixed?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the Netherlands is a very engineered country. Right? So every square meter here is being
used,
upside down, being used by all kinds of things. So we can never become 100% nature-based. So that's a big challenge, and even also a cultural change in the Netherlands. So we are really thinking in a transformation in the Netherlands also because we are famous for fighting against water.
Yes,
and now we said we have to embrace the water, let it in. Well, that's not everybody agrees on that. And so there's a lot of discussion about this, which is good. And we need that. But our key message is that, of course, we need civil engineering solutions. We will always need them to protect us from things. Because we are not back ages ago. But still, biodiversity loss is our biggest problem. And, we need nature. We are dependent on nature. And if we destroy nature by protecting us from floods and protecting us from climate impacts, we are actually making the problem bigger instead of smaller. So we really need to start thinking about nature-based solutions, how to implement them. And that's not easy. And that's also a transformation in a lot of experts are working in a totally different way. So it's a transformation for all of us.
But also good to look in what did engineers come up with, what did people working on nature-based solutions come up with for this specific area.
Exactly.
Also, so it's not either or it's both.
It's both. And we need also to combine these kind of solutions. Yeah. So I don't know if you know the book, The Wizard and the Prophet.
I don't. Do you?
But it's a very good book written by Charles Mann. But it's about wizards, the innovators, the technologists. They say we can fix everything by technology, and the prophets are the environmental people. And actually, the key message of that book is that those two people, they listen to each other. They don't collaborate. And what they need to start doing is we need to collaborate, because they both have some part of the solution in hand, but we still have to start collaborating. And that's the next innovation, I think.
So the students can actually listen to both sides and then get the best of both worlds. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anyone else have got a question? Yes, you. I will throw it at you with my right hand. Otherwise, your neighbor will get hit.
Than I expected.
It's soft.
Right. Well, first of all, thank you so much for the presentation. And well, I really admire how visionary and future focused the whole idea is. But what I always wonder is, how do you make sure that you balance this idealism with realism, so that people still feel that are empowered, that it's actually possible, instead of just seeing it as an optimal situation that will never occur in reality. So how do you reel it in so it becomes more approachable for people?
Yeah, it's a very good question, because that's, of course, some people say, yeah, this is wishful thinking. And well, I don't think so, because everything that is on our map, on the Dutch Netherlands map, that's being proven somewhere that it's possible. But the biggest innovation is that we have to apply these nature-based solutions on a very massive scale. That's the innovation, because everything, we have room for the river, we have wetland restoration projects, we have regenerative agriculture projects, we have green cities, but all very small scale projects. And what we need is to do it, to make it mainstream, to make it business as usual. And that is a, well, more cultural thing or a transformational thing than that it's wishful thinking. The only
How
thing...
do you deal then with the critics that say, well, that's wishful thinking? So they come up with a really good plan and everyone says, well, that's kind of wishful thinking.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Well, that's why we have this research and innovation program to come up with really good facts and figures that it's possible.
Okay.
And then still, it's facts and figures also don't change the world.
No.
So we see that every day
all
over the place. but we need facts and figures. But then we need this well, to start collaborating with the people we need to start implementing these solutions. And therefore, we also need to develop pathways to actually backcast, because a long-term vision is inspirational. But you have to backcast it into what do we need to do the next 5 to 10 years.
Then it's more tangible.
There's the action. Yeah.
Yes, I understand. So I can imagine that more people have questions, but will you stay for drinks?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, okay. So then they can ask you those questions, because we also have a surprise to reveal for the students, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell us what the surprise is?
Yeah. I forgot the name.
It's the Changemaker program. Well, now
we have a fantastic program, which is called the Changemaker program, and it's meant for students that reach the finals and really are willing to implement a nature-based solution, well, in their own backyard or in their own region. And this Changemaker program offers them help, support, coaching, coaches from the NL 2120 network. So all these partners I just showed you, they can help you to, well, think how to design, implement these nature-based solutions in your own region.
Yes, because it's such a big surprise, because they just came up with it. But what I found interesting was they actually came up with this because the last challenge, people were like, oh, this was so great in Bangladesh. Now I want to create something in my own region, if you were not from Bangladesh. But how do I start? I want to do something, or I want to work at a company. How do I do that? And that's actually what the coaches will guide you through with their expertise, with their network. So if you are enthusiastic after this challenge in June, you're part of the finalists, then the 20 students will be allowed into that program. So 20 students worldwide. Okay. Well, that's it for the Changemaker program.
Yeah.
And there was also your part. Can I get a big round of applause for Tim van Hattem? Okay, so I said you will get some more knowledge on nature-based solutions. Well, Tim has just shared something. And another goal of today is to get acquainted a little bit. Because in order to work together, you need to know each other. And it is a competition, so you will work in your team or with a coach that will guide you. But it's also good to get to know other people, and also for you people online. So when you came in, you actually received a card with a color on it, one of these cards. Yes? Does everyone still have one? Otherwise, our crew will make sure that you will get one. Okay, so the green one, it stands for nature-based solutions. The yellow one, it stands for the different kinds of landscapes there are in Louisiana. And the purple one stands for Mardi Gras traditions. And you can have different words on them. What we would like you to do here in the audience is that you will form a crew. And what is a crew? A crew is a group of 3. But a crew is also a Mardi Gras tradition. So it's a social group that organizes all the parades and all the balls and all the live music that is there. So today you will form your own crew and get to know a crew. Okay, I will make sure that there are different steps. And the first step is that I would like you to form a crew of 3, and you have 1 minute to do it. So you can go through the room and try to form a crew with people that you don't know yet. And for the people at home, of course, you can also search for a crew in the chat, introduce yourselves. Are you ready to form your own crew? 1 minute. 3, 2, 1. A crew of 3 colors. Go! So you all have a crew? You don't have a crew yet? You have a crew? Okay, good. Yeah, they are a crew? Good. Everyone have a crew? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so has everyone found a crew? Yes? No one left out? Good. Okay, otherwise you can just join an existing crew, okay? So what I'm going to ask you to do is now just get acquainted. So introduce yourself. What is your role? Are you a student? Are you a teacher? Are you a coach? And also why you actually joined this challenge. So just get acquainted. And we will do that by listening to the beautiful music of the Ceres Band. So they will play 2 songs. So this is the second part of your assignment. Get acquainted.
went down to St. James Infirmary to see my baby there. And she was laying on a long white table, so cool and so tender yet so fair. Let her go, God bless her, wherever she might be, and I will search this whole world over, but I'll never find a good girl like she. I went down to St. James Infirmary to see my baby there. And she was laying on a low white table. He's so cool and so tender yet so fair. Let her go, let her go. God bless her, God bless her, wherever she might be, and I will search this whole world over, but I'll never find a good girl like she.
Okay.
Ik ben stapelgek. Ik ben stapelgek op jou. Dus ik stapel en ik wou. Oh, oh, dan lig ik stil voor jou. Ik ben niet weg, knettergek. Ik ben knettergek op jou. Dus ik stapel en ik bouw. Al lig ik stil voor jou. Lig ik stil.
for everyone here in the audience, you have the remaining time to come up with two things. A name for your new crew and a slogan. So what is your slogan? A name and a slogan. You have 1 minute to go. Yo!
Come along with me to the Mississippi. We take that road to the land of dreams, streaming down the river down to New Orleans. Every band is there to meet us, the old friends to greet us. We take that boat to the land of dreams, heaven on earth, they call it Basin Street. So the Basin Street, it is the street where the lady folks always be, or I can lose the rest of it. And just so much of what it is and what it seems. Oh, I guess sirree. Oh, yes, sirree. Where the lady folks always be, or I can lose my Basin Street blues.
Okay, thank you so much for the Sarras bands. Woo! You can all take your seats. So everyone, yes, you can have more chats during the drinks later on. But now I would like to ask you all to take your seats again. We'll continue with the program, but we'll do something with the crews. Don't worry, don't worry. If you came up with a really good name and slogan, of course, I would love to hear it. So almost everyone has taken their seats. Yes, they're taking cookies. Yes, good. It's almost dinner time here in the Netherlands. Very good. Okay. So just wondering, who came up with a crew name? Yes, what is your crew name? Yes, I will throw the catch box at you. Okay, watch out. Woo! What's your crew name?
The Swampies.
The Swampies. Wow. And what is your slogan?
With green toes, we create the future.
With green toes, we create the future. I love it. The Swampies. Yes, you can give a round of applause for that. And who else also came up with a name? You can throw it to the next group. Yes, just put your hands in the air like you don't care. Yes, you. Yeah, you put your hand in the air. Yes. Just the guy next to you. Yeah, in the back.
Where?
Just throw it at someone, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, the catch box is somewhere on the floor. Okay.
Hello. Is this on?
Yes,
Hello?
it is on. Yes.
So we came up with the group name.
Yes.
It was actually our actual team name.
Oh.
So it's Rivierta.
Rivierta.
And our slogan is let it low, let it flow.
Ooh, let it low, let it flow. Okay. I would like to ask these two teams to come forward. We are going to do a little quiz. And you can win an amazing prize. So Team Swampies and Team Rivierta, you can come forward. Give them a big round of applause. Yes. Yes, you can join me on the stage. Team. So this is Team Swampies. And this is Team Rivierta. Yes. Oh, there's another member joining. Yes, there's time. Don't worry. Okay, we will do a little quiz. Here's how it works. I will ask each of the teams a question, and you can think about that question, or it's actually a statement, and you have to say if it's right or wrong. So yes or no. Okay? And you can also ask the audience to help you. So if you know the answer in the audience, you have to wave and say yes or no, or okay, so you can also join. So I will first ask you a question, then I'll ask you a question, and whoever gets the most questions right wins a marvelous prize. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, so the first question for Team Swampies is, during Mardi Gras in Louisiana, king cakes are traditionally eaten to celebrate the season. Is that correct or is it incorrect? 10 seconds. So you can join. Maybe also in the chat. If you know the answer, then someone can actually let me know what people in the chat are saying. I need an answer from you right now. Is it true or false?
False.
Ah, it's true. Ah, okay. On to the next team, the Rivierta team. Next question, and you all need to help them because these are really difficult questions, okay? So, the colors of Mardi Gras are purple, green, and gold, and they represent wealth, peace, and justice. Is that true or not true? What do you think?
True or not true?
So, people in the chat think true or? Oh, they're a little bit behind. Oh, because of the, yes, they have to type in it from all over the world, of course. Yeah, that takes some time. What do you think? We need an answer.
It's false.
Oh, it is correct. Oh, no, it is not correct. No, you are right. Yes. So it is 1-0. No, 1-0. Okay. Next question. Louisiana's coastal wetlands are disappearing partly due to river management and land subsidence. You can also read it there if you want. Is that true or not true? 10 seconds. They already know the answer. Do you know the answer? What do you think? If you think true, it's this, and if you don't think it's false, I think most people think it's true. What do you think? Yeah, that is correct! Yay! Okay. So it's 1-1. Going to you. Louisiana's bayous are naturally high elevation rivers that prevent flooding. You can also read the question there. Is that true or not true? 10 seconds.
True or not true?
Yes, you can also ask the audience. Thumbs up if you think it's true, thumbs down. So there's someone, like, she's really strong, feels strongly about it. She's like, no. Okay, give an answer now.
I think it's probably true.
Ooh, no, it's false. It's false. A bayou is a slow-moving or stagnant body of water typically found in low-lying areas. Oh, okay. So we have a tie, right? Only 2 more questions to go. So it really comes down to it now. And also ask advice from the audience. Restoring oyster reefs along the Louisiana coast can help reduce wave energy and protect shorelines. Is that true or false? Oh, I see some people, yeah, they are thumbs up. Yeah, okay. Miriam.
True.
Yes, that's correct. Uh-oh. Whew. So you need to get this question right in order to still be able to win, okay? So no pressure, but here we go. Planting fast-growing invasive species along rivers is an effective nature-based solution for coastal protection. Is that true or false? Oh, I see a lot of thumbs down. Was this one too easy? Yeah? No? Oh, maybe it's not the right answer, you know. Okay. What do you think?
We think it is false.
Yes, you are correct. Oh, we have a tie. Oh, no. Okay, so luckily we have tie-break questions. But now you need to answer the same question at the same time. Okay? So you either both chose true or false, or you can differ. Okay? Are you ready? Next question. The cypress trees that grow in Louisiana swamps are only found in freshwater environments and cannot survive in areas affected by saltwater intrusion. Is that true or false? 10 seconds. Usually my face gives it away, but I'm not saying anything. Okay, I need your answer.
True.
You're both incorrect. Yes, cypress trees are mostly freshwater species, but some, like the bold cypress, can tolerate occasional brackish water. This subtle tolerance makes it tricky. Oh, okay. Another one. Mardi Gras originated in Louisiana and was first celebrated in New Orleans in the 18th century. Is that true or false? What do you think? True. Or at one point, one team has to say another answer than the other team. Okay, what's your answer?
False. Then we say true. Then we say true.
Oh, it is false. You are the winners. Yes, you can give a big round of applause. It has European origins, particularly French Catholic traditions. And they came to Louisiana with French settlers, Nouveau Orleans, it was, I think. And then it became New Orleans. So, unfortunately, you are not the winners. But we have presents for the winning crew. You can look inside. What's inside? Yep. Yeah. It is a scroll bag and a cup. Yay! Okay. Thank you very much. Give it up for these two crews. So, of course, we just got acquainted, but it's also a competition. And at one point, you really want to know what you need to do in order to win. And in order to actually know that, it's always good when you know who the jury is. So now, 3 jury members will introduce themselves, but they will also talk a little bit about this challenge, what they will pay attention to. So if I were you, I would take notes, because it's important for the competition. Joining us online, she is the campaign director of the Restore the Mississippi River Delta. Here to share her thoughts with you, Simone Malone.
Hello, everybody. It is still lunch here in Louisiana, so it's we can still have a cocktail here. Y'all were talking about some happy hour cocktails. I am so excited to be a part of this challenge. As mentioned, my name is Simone Malone. I was born and raised here in Louisiana in a town south of New Orleans. Yes, there is something south of New Orleans. There is something south of that coastal city. And I even grew up with one of those bayous in my front yard. All these years later, I serve as the campaign director for Restore the Mississippi River Delta. We're a coalition of national and state-based organizations or nonprofits that are working together to advance science-based solutions to protect and restore Louisiana's coast. Our work at the coalition sits at the intersection of nature, people, and policy. And we love to support large-scale restoration solutions, but we must elevate community voices and long-term resilience outcomes. I am eager to follow this challenge every step of the way. There are a few things that I'm looking for, especially as part of this jury when we go along this journey. First, solutions must be grounded in Louisiana's realities, our dynamic coast, our communities, and the scale of risk we face. Nature-based approaches should work with natural processes, not against them, and clearly articulate how they deliver measurable benefits over time. Next, I'm looking for integration, projects that connect ecological outcomes with community protection, with economic resilience, and with implementation feasibility. We have to be able to put those solutions on the map and in place. Strong ideas don't exist in isolation. They align with existing plans, policies, and funding pathways. You'll learn more about that on your journey during this challenge. Finally, equity and durability matter. The strongest proposals will demonstrate meaningful community engagement and show how benefits accrue to the people who live in these systems every day, not just in the near term, but for generations.
Perfect.
Ultimately, I'm looking for ideas that are bold, practical, and built to last. Solutions that match the scale of Louisiana's challenges and the urgency of the moment. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this wonderful opportunity. I cannot wait to be a part of this journey.
Thank you, Simone. Yes, and we're moving straight on to our next jury member. He works for the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority of Louisiana. Please give a warm welcome to Gregory Grandy. You have 2 minutes,
Hello.
Gregory. Hello.
All right. Hello. My name's Greg Grandy. And first, I want to say well done by the job, sir. The band today, Cersei's fantastic job to the boys in the band. I'm a coastal resources administrator with the Louisiana Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority. The agency that I work for was created in the aftermath of Hurricanes Katrina and Rena back in 2005. And we were charged with developing, implementing, and enforcing a comprehensive coastal plan to make our coastal communities more resilient to storms and restore our coastal wetlands. When we're doing our job at the highest level, we integrate restoration and protection together. The ecosystem restoration projects that are part of our program include nature-based features. My personal background, I'm a landscape architect and have a master's degree in environmental management. I started working for the state back in 1999 as a staff landscape architect and have worked in a variety of positions in the coastal arena since. And I do want to respond a little bit to a question that Tim had about wishful thinking and large scale projects. We have projects during the time that I've been here that we thought were too big to build and had naysayers and opponents, and we've been able to build some of those projects. Now, there were a lot of obstacles and a lot of challenges to overcome, but we've been able to do that. And I think thinking big, as Simone said, projects that match the scale of the problem is important. Almost all the projects that I work on are collaborative teams that include experts from various disciplines, from engineers and geologists, hydrologists, to archaeologists, surveyors, construction contractors, researchers who work together collaboratively to solve complex problems. I'm glad that you guys have the opportunity through this competition to work on teams collaboratively on a complex projects. I want to challenge you to be as creative as you can be, but ground your creativity in science. The architect Mies van der Rohe used to say is that form follows function. Form follows function. As you put your solutions together, articulate the science that underpins the function of the nature-based forms that you create. One other thing to consider is that our environment is dynamic, and the features you create will also be dynamic. They're full of life and will change through the design life. I wish you all best of luck in your efforts, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of this challenge.
Thank you very much, Gregory. Do we have the third one? We have. So we have another one ready for you. She is the lead of the International Water Cluster in the Netherlands. Joining us is Victoria Elema. Yes, you can give her a round of applause too.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for having me. Very excited to be here. I hope to be there in person next time because it looks like a great event. I also like the band. My name is Victoria Elema. I'm with the Ministry of Infrastructure and Water Management based in The Hague here in the Netherlands. And I'm responsible for several of our international programs on water and climate adaptation. And I'm very excited to be part of this journey. I both work in the US, but also in other countries around the world. And I also hope to learn from you and take that back for my work here at the ministry and bring that into our programs as well. So maybe a couple of things I will be looking for specifically. What I find when I work in different countries, I ask myself, what is the actual challenge here? Is it automatically, is there a need for a technical solution, or is there something else? Because often it's also a matter of governance issues, of working in silos, for example. So my call to you would also be, please break the silos. Look at this from a systems perspective. Look at this from a holistic approach, because I think that's what we need. Sometimes the issue might be somewhere else than it first looks like. So that's something I would like to advise for you as well in this trajectory. And next, I want you to be creative. I mean, we really need solutions from young people around the world in order to face the crisis that we're working on. So please keep that in mind. Do not take anything for granted. Look critical to what you find. Look at it from a different perspective. I think that's what we need. And I'm very excited to be here, to be part of this, and see you in the months ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria. Okay, so now you got some insights from the jury, right? So you have some pointers what they will look at. But this challenge, you will not only meet the people or get to know the people in your own group better, but you will also meet other groups. And a couple of groups have been so courageous that they are willing to pitch themselves, who they are, what their motivation is to actually join this challenge. And one of them will join us online, and one group will actually, or two groups will actually pitch here on stage. And before they will pitch themselves, who they are, why they joined, you will hear this sound. Ooh. So now we are a little bit more strict on the time. And at the end of the 1 minute, you will hear this. And then the time is up. Okay, so joining us online from the Five Rivers Alliance, please welcome Francisco Joachim de Souza Neto.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Brazil. My name is Francisco, and I'm an electrical engineer, and I will give a little bit talk about my team. The names, this team, it's combined the alliance of major rivers of the 5 countries. And the teams, I don't know each other in person, but I have a lot of meeting in video calls. So this team, it's a multidisciplinary team, and there are a lot of fields of science. And this team believes that the nature itself holds the key to the resilience and to the future. The goal of our teams are a nature positive delta where all ecosystem and people flourishing together. Through inclusive science-based innovation, we seek to catalyze socio-environmental transformation that creates lasting value. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Francisco. The next team joining us here on stage is from Team Torrent. Please welcome Michael Hendel. Michael! Here you go.
I have terrible stage fright, so Issa is accompanying me for moral support.
We will root for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like to just first thank all the organizers of the event. It's been so well put together, and obviously Sarah's band, but they've probably had enough praise already. So then I'll begin. So our team members, we met last period during our silviculture course, and we were examining the use of seaweed as a bioremediation tool in the Mississippi River Delta. And we were really inspired by this project to look at a larger scale and find solutions for the entire area rather than just tackling a small problem of eutrophication. Well, not a small problem, very big problem, but a singular problem of eutrophication off the coast of the Gulf of Mexico.
You're doing great.
Yeah, so in this challenge, we hope to further discover the possibilities of seaweeds and bioremediation in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, that's actually it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, if that's all, then I will give you a big round of applause for Team Torrent. Thank you. When you've said it all in under 1 minute, yeah, then you've said it all. You can just stop. Okay, our final team, they just signed up today to actually be here on stage. How cool is that? From the Mississippi Beavers, please welcome Matilda and Kinanti.
everyone. We will just start by introducing ourselves. I'm Mathilde. Okay. Sorry. I'm Mathilde, and I actually study at the University of Amsterdam, and I'm a student of economics and business. And I will pass it to Kinan.
Hi everyone, my name is Kinanti. You probably be a bit familiar with me as Kinan. I am a Wageningen University and research student. I'm doing my bachelor in environmental sciences. And I have a little introduction from our friends. We are a team of 6. So the Mississippi Beavers are an interdisciplinary team of 6 students based in the Netherlands, Germany, and Singapore, with backgrounds in landscape architecture and planning, engineering, ecology, food science, economic, resource management, and aquatic ecology and water quality management. We want to combine our disciplines to develop effective nature-based solution for the Mississippi River Delta, drawing inspiration from the beaver as nature's own environmental engineers. So, hi from the beavers.
Yo, big round of applause. Good job, good job. Okay. So we know the jury a little bit, we know the teams. We got some insights, we got acquainted. I think it is time to actually kick off this challenge, right? To open the challenge. And to open the challenge, I have a special guest here with me on stage. It's the first time he's stepping on this stage of one of the challenges of Wageningen University. And he brings a lot of experience in education, collaboration, innovation. And in his spare time, I heard that he's the secretary of a rugby club. So no wonder he's able to tackle so many problems and bridging science and practice together. Please give it up for the new Dean of Education here at Wageningen University and Research, Professor Dick de Ridder. So Dick, just because we don't know you yet, you just stepped into your new role. What did you study and where?
I studied computer science actually at
computer science.
Delft University.
At Delft.
Yep.
It's another city here also in the Netherlands. And when you were studying, were there also challenges like this?
Not so many, no. This was way back in the previous millennium.
The previous millennium, okay. And why is it that education has changed, that these kinds of challenges are here now?
I think that here, but also in other universities, we realize that just teaching students how to do theory or how to work on practicals is not enough to actually solve the problems that we're facing. So I think we've now really voiced it in our vision as that we want to educate responsible change makers.
Okay.
I think that means that also you have to take a step towards actually solving problems and getting out there in the real world and being confronted with that.
And not just read the books, but actually trying to do the work, talking to experts, getting into
realizing
the
the
field.
complexity of the problem that we've heard the jury members say it's not just about nature, it's also about communities and society and policies, etc.
Yeah. And as a dean, your job here at this challenge is of vital importance because today we are going to open this challenge together. And before we do that, do you like music?
Yes, a lot.
What kind of music do you like?
I've quite eclectic taste, so the hip hop, metal,
hip-hop?
rock, yeah.
Whoa, that's something that I
I'm not
did
sure
not
the band
expect.
can.
No, they have their own really great repertoire, but hip hop, okay, that's cool. And well, I thought we opened this night together with music, so we can also wrap it up with music, and that will also be the end of this event. So for everyone here, I would like to thank you very much for joining. Also, thank you very much for everyone that has joined us online. And now what we will do is we will count down in the audience, and you and me, from 10 to 1. We can do that, right? And then when we are at 1, and then the Surres band will start playing, we will start dancing and singing again, just like we started. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, let's start. 10, 9, 8, 7. You can join. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes.
high or drive down into New Orleans. In that city, so pretty, historic scene. And I'll take you to operate you in our Bourbon Street. I'll show you all the hot shots. You take all the pictures down to New Orleans. La 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 la. Oh. Let's fly high or drive down to New Orleans. In that city, you're so pretty, historic scene. And I'll take you, operate you down Bourbon Street. I'll show you all the hot shots. You take all the pictures down to